first lesson is slope and y-intercept.
This is lesson 1 for all you math nerds who have trouble with Algebra Chapter 5. For Algebra Chapter 5, you need to know basic things for this chapter. One of the big basic things you need to know is slope. Slope is rise over run, or y over x. The correct formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over, so it's like a fraction almost when you find it, x2 minus x1, but it can be other things as well. You get the y or x from coordinate plots, which are you plot and then you draw a straight line and you use your slope to find the other plots. That's slope. The second thing you need to use is y-intercept. Y-intercept has a formula to find it. It's called y-intercept form. Convenient, huh? Anyway, this is y-intercept form. As you can see, you use slope, which is why I said it was very important. Slope is the m in the y equals mx plus b. So you put slope where the m is. Then the b is where the y-intercept goes. So that's that. But you go, wait, there's a y and an x. What do I do with the y and the x? Well, if you're solving for b and you don't know what b is, you take a coordinate, which let's just say I took the coordinate -4, comma, -1. The -4 would be the x, and the -1 would be the y. So you would place -4 and -1 in the formula. So you would put -4 where the x is and -1 with the y is. And then you would multiply -4 times the slope. Then you would subtract, and if it's a negative number, you would do adding and all the basic algebra problems you should know, and you would get your b. That's as easy as can be for y-intercept. So these are the two basic things you know for the Chapter 5 Algebra 1.
Now we will make slope using 2 points. This is lesson 2 for all you algebra nerds out there who are struggling in math. For lesson 2, we need to figure out how to put slope and points in to get an equal y equals mx plus b. Here we have already drawn up a graph for you, but first we need to find the slope. So you can either find the slope with the graph and do that, but luckily we saved you some time and the coordinates over there. So I'm going to do this coordinate and this coordinate. Okay, so you all know that the slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So for this 2 is a y. So, and this is going to be the first y. Okay, so 3 minus 2 is 4 minus 2, basically. And that gets us 1/2. Pretty easy, since it's only a half. Now then, I'm going to pick the point 2, 2, since it's pretty even. So for that, I have to plug in y equals 2 and x equals 2. So 2 equals 1/2 2 plus b. So 1/2 of 2 is only 1. So we're going to have 2 equals 1 plus b. Pretty simple. Now, all we need to do now is subtract the 1 from the 2. So, it's 2. Subtract 1, and we get 1 equals b. And that's how to find slope and a point. And if you want to finish this completely, you can go ahead and plug in the y-intercept to make y equals 1/2 x plus 1. Next, we have using slope and a point.
Again, I'm here to tell you how to if you get a slope and a point. So you see, my partner Noah found out that the slope is 1/2. Now, let's just say you're on a test question and you're like, I really want to get an A. I'm so nervous about slope, and you see this. Your slope is 1/2. You have the points let's just say 4/3. Or 4/3. Not 4/3, that's a fraction. And find y-intercept. Spelled wrong. Because that's how test people usually have stuff. So, you say, oh no, I've never seen this before in my life. Well, you're going to see it now. You take your formula, your handy-dandy formula, y equals mx plus b. So you say, where is the slope going in the m? So you say, oh, since this is slope, you put the 1/2 or mx. And then you have y. And then, like in the first lesson, you're like, oh no, there's a y and the x there. What do I do? Well, you take, remember, your coordinate is 4/3. This is the x, this is a y. You put 4 there. You put a 1 over it because 1/2 is a fraction in your multiplication and fractions. And then you have 2. And then you put 3 in the y. So you do multiplying and you get 4 over 2, or 2 goes into 4 2 times. So you get 2. OMG! Now, since you have 3 equals 2 plus b, you subtract 2 because you want b by itself from 2, and you subtract 2 from 3. You get 1 and you get nothing. So really, your b is equal to 1. So if you want the formula perfecto, and this is what Ms. Stevenson, your algebra teacher, would want on her test.
At least hopefully.
At least hopefully. Unless that you put the 1/2 x plus 1, and you get that.
Now we will use x and y intercepts.
You know what a y-intercept is? A y-intercept is the point when it passes through the y-axis. Do you know what an x-intercept is? I know, right? So, look at your coordinates. You see, you know this is x, and this is y, and this is x, and this is y. This is your x-intercept. Wow, it's that easy. You see, your x-intercept is where it passes through the x-axis. So anyway, we're going to try to use slope-intercept with using the x and y axis. So you take your x and you gasp. Okay, so you do 1, 0 minus 1, and then you do -2 minus 0. You get -2. You get 1/2. Our slope, our designated slope. Wow, it's that easy. So, anyways, we take the 1/2, and then we place, let's use 0 and 1. So let's use our y-intercept. So we take our 0 and put it as our x, and then we have b. We know what b is. And then we have our y, and we'll put 1 as 1/2 of 0 as plus b. That means 0 times 1/2 is 0. 0 minus 1 equals 1, so 1 equals b. Duh. Now let's just say I wanted to use the x-intercept coordinate points. Then you would do y equals 1/2 x plus b. You would put the -2 times 1/2, which you would get -1. So, you see, then you have -1 plus b equals equals 0. And you're like, oh no, it's not going to equal our y-intercept. But you're wrong. You see, since it's a negative number, when you minus a negative number, it kisses and makes a plus. Thank you, Mr. Pringle. And it gives you 1 equals b. So now, you know what an x-intercept is and a y-intercept is, and when you're using x and y-intercept, that's how it goes. That was easy.
But wait, there's more.
Darn it.
Now there's a completely new formula, the equation of a line in standard form, where a and b are not 0, and a, b, and c are all real numbers. For finding this form, you can take a simple equation like y equals mx plus b and plug it in to get this. For this, we've done our y equals mx plus b, and we'll solve it into standard form. So what you do is you subtract 1/2 from 1/2 x from all sides. X, there we go, to get negative 1/2 x plus y equals 1. Then, to get rid of the fraction, you multiply by 2 everywhere. 2 and by 2. So this leaves you negative x plus 2 y, no, y2, no, it's 2y, plus, equals 2. And for this, our y-intercept is 1, and our x-intercept is negative 2.
You're following me in my own home now?
Sorry, but do you know what parallel and perpendicular lines are? I need you to know.
Of course I do. I'm not dumb. Parallel lines are like 2 lines that are equal to each other and they have the same slope. And perpendicular lines are usually like opposite each other, and sometimes they cross and do other things, and they have different slopes. Duh.
Well, that's pretty good. Finally, I've taught someone something.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
I'm just naturally born smart. Just roll the next clip.
Fine.
Parallel and perpendicular lines for y equals mx plus b, you do these simple steps, at least for parallel lines. We already have our point and slope written up, so let's just do negative 1 equals 1/2 of negative 4 plus b. Now remember, parallel lines are lines that are have the exact same slope. So whatever we come out with this is going to be the same for this. So basically what you do is you multiply this. So 1/2 of negative 4 is negative 1 equals negative 2 plus b. Now what you do is you add 2 to both sides. So after adding 2 to this, you get 1 and nothing, which means 1 equals b. Oh my god, like we haven't covered that before. Anyways, so basically this is going to be the slope for y equals 1/2 x plus 1. That's going to be our y-intercept form for everything else. So, like I said, this is going to be the exact same point for this. So there's not much that we have to cover with this. But perpendicular lines are a little different. I know it's taking a while. Okay, so perpendicular lines are going to be the exact opposite. Well, technically in mental terms. So a perpendicular line crosses like that. So if our equation is negative 1 equals 1/2 times negative 4 plus b. Okay, so we do the exact same thing for this. To save time, I'll just say y equals 1/2 x plus 1. That's our sign. But the problem is this has to be the opposite. The slope has to be the opposite, and so does the y-intercept. So to do that, you would have to flip the sign. Y equals 2/1 negative minus 1. That's about it. Sounds like a lot of hoopla over lines, right?
Yeah.
Haha, wrong. Let's go back to standard form. Suppose this is a real-world example. Now you're at a bake sale. And at the bake sale, they're selling cookies and brownies. Cookies are 50 cents each. Brownies are $1.
You're only allowed to spend $1 at the bake sale, though. And cookies are X and brownies are Y. How much amount of cookies or brownies are you allowed to buy at the bake sale?
Okay, so you could only buy cookies or brownies, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so standard form, right?
Yes.
So standard form is AX plus BY equals C. And A, B, and C are all real numbers.
Yes.
But A and B can't be 0 at the same time, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so first let's solve for X. 1/2 X plus Y equals C. So since Y is going to be your 0, you would put 0 equals C plus, C equals 1. And 1/2 X, you would divide 1/2, 1 by 1/2, and yeah, so you would get, you would get 2, and 2 would equal X, so you could buy 2 cookies,
Yes.
but you also want to see what you can do for brownies.
Yes.
So you have 1/2 again, X plus Y equals 1. Now this time, X is going to be the zeros because you're solving for Y. So 1/2 of 0 is 0 plus Y equals 1. Y, since it's Y, so Y equals 1.
Yes.
And to buy 1 brownie or 2 cookies.
Very good. Correct.
So I figured it out. I figured
Yes.
out the real world example.
Yes.
So does that mean you can stop stalking me?
Sure, kid.
Cool.